guys, it's Talisha and today we are back at Pony Club. Oh, I am so excited to go back to Pony Club today. So I'm walking out to get Bambi now. Now that restrictions are easing, Pony Club is finally back on. It's been a while for Pony Club because obviously not long before the pandemic we had really bad bushfires in my area and it got very close to us, like ridiculously close. We had to evacuate. So events were, and Pony Club and everything were cancelled for ages due to fires. And then when they started to come back on, the pandemic started. The back end of 2019 and the whole of 2020 has been very uneventful. Well, eventful in some ways, but not horsey. We are back at Pony Club. Oh, I'm so excited. There is Bambi. I'm going to catch her and then we are going to start to head up. Hi. Hello. You gonna go Pony Club? So to start off the day, I warmed Bambi up in this little enclosed arena area and she worked really nice and relaxed. We then separated into our groups and we were on the big oval. So she was fairly tense to start off here and was just wanting to go. I think it's just because it's such an open space and there was a lot going on around us. So as you can see in these first few clips, she's very tense. She's also trying to just run through my hands. So I'm really focusing on slowing down my rise and just trying to keep her at a steady pace. And I'm starting to get that steady pace, but she's just really fighting me with her head because she's just wanting to go forward and pretty much just run. So I'm trying to be really soft with my hands and just using a little half halts just to keep her at a steady pace, not worrying too much about her head at this stage, just trying to get the nice controlled pace. And this is what occasionally will happen when she gets a bit stressed at just like new places, a lot going on. Obviously people are setting up jumps next to us and there's just, she hadn't been out on a big open paddock for, well, months. But she ended up settling really, really nicely and I got some awesome work out of her. As you can see here, she's starting to settle now. She's a lot softer through the back and she's engaged. Her head's still a little bit inconsistent, but she's starting to listen a bit more. And here we have our first canter, a really nice transition. And all of her canter work was actually really nice. She's really slowing down in her canter now instead of having that rushed, you know, just running through type of canter. She's starting to sit back on herself and just really use her hind end. It's really, really coming along nicely. And I'm sure you guys know how much I struggled with her canter. When I first got Bambi, I couldn't even get her to canter on the correct leg. Like, she would be disunited when I'd ask for the canter. It was really hard to get her back end to follow through, let alone to have her sitting back on herself and really nice and steady. So her canter has come so far, and I'm really, really happy with how much she's improved with that. She always will get the correct canter lead and has not disunited for ages, like in the flat work. She will do it when we do sporting or jumping. You'll see later she sometimes will try to do a flying change and she just won't follow through with her back end because she can't at this point and just wants to do flying changes even though they're not proper flying changes. But anyway, so as you can see, she's getting softer and more relaxed throughout these clips, which is really nice. She would keep getting tensed along this long side here, along this long side here, and as we go up here, she just would kind of tense up. There was no certain reason. Actually, there were a couple horses walking around on the right side of us here, and she kept trying to look at them, but just part of the paddock that she wasn't the biggest fan of, and then she would genuinely generally, sorry, I don't know why I can't talk, honestly, it's late, it's been a long day. She would generally relax really nice here and produce some nice work. So she's still a bit inconsistent in the head, but still really happy with how she went on that stage. And then we swapped sides. Canter again was really nice. Her canter was definitely her strong point in the flat work on this day in particular. Her trot was just a little bit all over the place. Not really, but just not as good as it normally is. But that's to be expected. Pony Club is a very busy environment for a young horse, just having so many horses around and in such a big area. But yeah, her canter is really nice, really controlled and steady pace. I'm really happy with how her canter's looking. I keep saying that, but it's just crazy how much she's improved in such a short time with her canter. And then when we do go back down to trot, this side is much, much nicer. Just because the more we rode, obviously, the more relaxed she got, because she realized, oh, this isn't too scary, like this isn't that bad. And she just got comfortable in the area and just with what we were doing. I mean, she's young, as you all know, so new places can be very daunting for young horses, and as you can see here, she's working the house down, looking super. Yeah, really happy with how she went in her flat work at the end. The start was a bit frustrating, but she got there. And having her lunch. Yum. Now we went on to show jumping. So this is Bambi's first time ever doing anything like jumping wise. So that was her first reaction to her first show jump, and here's her second one. They're just little cross rails. This is like 45 centimeters. I was still really happy with her because not long ago I floated her out to an arena and she was terrified of jump wings, let alone going over a jump. And second time around, she didn't hesitate like she did the first time. She was just getting more confident each time, which was really good. Here we come up to the next jump. Stop, popped over it. I was really happy with it. And now we did a full course. So we only unfortunately had time to do it the once. I just love the enthusiasm. Bambi, the jump is down there. Oh, bless her heart. When a dressage horse tries to jump. Well, at least she has scope. But yeah, so this was her first time doing the course. We unfortunately didn't get to do it again, which was a shame. But hopefully next Pony Club Rally Day we'll get to do this height another time. And if she goes as well as she did, we'll put it up and she can, you know, do some half proper jumps, like hopefully. But yeah, she went really well. She tried really hard, jumping all the little oxes and the verticals. For a horse that's never jumped before, this was pretty good. She's a bit cautious, but didn't stop at anything. She just wanted to have a look and then would go over it. That was a very crooked line. But yeah, I just trotted her around just to keep it slow and relaxed and simple. So another over jump there. She clearly just wanted to canter, but I was like, no, let's just trot. And then over the last jump. And some horrible, messy, uncoordinated flying changes where she can't quite get her back end. So then we trotted some sporting events. This is bending. I trotted the first time and thought, yeah, we could definitely canter this. Well, boy, was I wrong. But you'll see the canter clip next, and I'll just let you listen to the audio. She's just not strong enough and agile enough in the canter just yet to canter bending, but I'll let you watch yourself.
Yep. On this one, you and Harry through again, and then I'll run Taylor and Isabel. Yep, done. Oh, alright. Maybe we don't canter it. Now, is any of this going to be on YouTube? Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm not looking my best today.
So I then made the smart decision and went back to trotting. And even on the way back in the trotting, I nearly ran over a pole again. But that's fine. We made it. Here we go. Nearly take out the last pole, and then I didn't even go through the finish line. Well done, Talisha. So now we did the running tee, I believe this is called, and I didn't get ahead of myself, and I made sure I stayed in trot for the rest of these because her canter just is not strong enough yet. Hopefully with a bit more work on the flat she'll strengthen up and maybe we can canter some of these eventually, but she's just not, you know, agile enough. She cannot turn quick enough to do any of these at canter just yet. And of course she's not a small horse, so sporting is going to be quite difficult for her no matter what. And then we finished off by trotting a barrel racing course. She actually trots the barrels really well. She turns quite nicely on them. Oh, apart from that one. The one that didn't get filmed, she turned really tightly on them. So this was her not quite as good barrel round, but that's fine. And then we just finished with a nice trot. Woo! She was a very good girl this day.